Welcome to Native Flow English, where you can learn to speak English with confidence. Hey there. Welcome to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and I'm really happy to have you here today. In this episode, we're going to dive into a topic that's super important for anyone learning English: how to understand fast English. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been watching a movie or TV show, or maybe just listening to a native speaker and thought, wow, they're talking so fast, I can't even catch half the words? If that's ever happened to you, don't sweat it. You're definitely not alone. A lot of English learners feel the same way. Actually, it's one of the most common problems people run into. You can understand people just fine when they speak slowly and clearly. But when they're talking at their normal, natural speed, it can feel really tough. Sometimes it's like all the words are just blurring together into one long sound. In today's episode, we're going to break down, step by step, how you can train your ears and your brain to understand fast English. I'll explain why it feels so difficult in the first place, what native speakers are actually doing when they talk fast, and, of course, I'll give you a bunch of practical tips and exercises to help you get better. So, you often feel lost or confused when English sounds too quick? Stick around. By the end of this episode, you'll have some new tools, new strategies, and a whole lot more confidence to tackle fast English in movies, songs, or even just everyday conversations. All right, let's jump right in. Okay, before we start learning how to understand fast English, we need to address a really important question. Why is it so hard? Well, the truth is that English in the real world is pretty different from the English you find in textbooks. In school, we usually listen to English that's spoken slowly and clearly. Teachers make sure to pronounce every single word carefully. But native speakers just don't talk like that in their daily lives. Let me give you a few reasons why. Reason number 1, connected speech. Native speakers often connect their words together. For example, instead of saying, "What are you doing?" slowly and deliberately, they might say, "What you doing?" Did you hear the difference? The words aren't separate anymore. They're joined together, almost like one long sound. Reason number 2, reduced sounds. In fast English, a lot of sounds get smaller or even disappear completely. For example, going to often becomes gonna, or want to turns into wanna. So, if you're waiting to hear going to, you might never hear it. You'll only hear gonna. Reason number 3, speed and rhythm. Native speakers don't speak word by word like robots. They use rhythm, stress, and intonation. Important words are emphasized and sound strong, while smaller words are very soft or almost invisible. For example, in the sentence, "I'm going to go to the store," you probably hear gonna and store clearly, but the little words in between are very quick. Reason number 4, slang and informal English. A lot of times, people use slang or short forms that you won't find in textbooks. For example, "How are you?" becomes "How you doin'?" Or "Did you eat yet?" becomes "Jeet yet?" If you don't know these short forms, it can feel like you're trying to decipher a secret code. And of course, we can't forget about accents. English is spoken in tons of countries: America, Britain, Canada, Australia, and many more. Each accent has its own style, speed, and pronunciation. That makes understanding fast English even more challenging. So, to recap, fast English is difficult because sounds are connected. Many words are reduced. The rhythm is fast. Slang is often used, and accents can change how words sound. But don't worry. The good news is that once you understand these patterns, fast English won't feel like a jumble of noise anymore. It'll start to sound clear and familiar. In the next section, we'll take a closer look at how native speakers actually speak and what's really happening when they talk fast. This will help you unlock the secrets of natural English. Okay, now let's really break down how native speakers actually talk. Because the truth is, most of the time, they're not speaking the same kind of English you learned from textbooks. When native speakers talk, they don't pronounce every single word slowly and clearly. Instead, they use what we call natural speech. And natural speech has some unique characteristics. Let me explain those to you. First, linking sounds. Native speakers often connect words together so that they sound almost like one single word. For example, turn off the light in fast speech becomes turn off the light. Or I want it becomes I want it. The end of one word runs right into the beginning of the next one. Second, contractions. We usually don't say I am. We say I'm. We don't say he is. We say he's. And they are becomes their. These little changes make speech shorter and faster. Third, dropping sounds. Sometimes sounds disappear altogether. For example, next day might sound like next day. I don't know becomes I don't know. It's not incorrect. It's just the natural way people talk. Fourth, stress and rhythm. In English, we don't give equal weight to every word. Some words are stressed, strong, and some words are weak, soft. For example, in the sentence, I want to go to the store, the words want and store are strong, but to thee is very fast and soft. That's why you sometimes don't catch those smaller words. They just fly by. So, when you're listening to native speakers, remember, they're not trying to trick you or make it hard. They're just speaking naturally, the way they always talk to each other. The great thing is that these patterns repeat. Once you learn to recognize them, the linking, the contractions, the dropped sounds, and the rhythm, you'll start to understand a whole lot more. In the next part, we're going to talk about the psychology of listening. We'll cover what happens in your brain when people speak fast and why you might sometimes panic or freeze up. This is really important because understanding English isn't just about your ears. It's also about your mind. Now, let's get into something really important. The psychology of listening. Have you ever noticed that when someone speaks English too fast, it's not just a language problem? It's also an emotional one. You start to feel nervous, maybe even panicky. Your brain is yelling, I can't understand, I'm lost. This reaction is totally normal. Our brains are wired to process sounds in our first language, not in a second language. So, when English words come flying at you, your brain needs extra time to process them. But because the words keep coming, you feel overwhelmed. Here's another common issue. A lot of learners try to translate every single word into their own language as they're listening. But in fast English, there's just no time to translate. The speaker is already 5 words ahead, and you're still stuck on that first word. That's why you feel so lost. So, what can you do about it? The first thing is to stay calm. Don't panic if you miss some words. It's okay. Focus on getting the main idea, not on catching every single sound. Your brain is smarter than you think. Even if you don't understand 100%, it can guess the meaning from the context. Think about this for a second. Even native speakers don't catch every single word in every conversation. They use context, tone, and keywords to understand what's being said. You can do the same thing. So, remember that the psychology of listening is all about relaxing, focusing on the important ideas, and trusting your brain. The more relaxed you are, the more you'll actually understand. Next up, we'll be talking about some key principles that can really help you understand fast English. These are the golden rules you need to practice every single day. All right, let's dive into some key principles, the golden rules, if you will, that are going to make understanding fast English a whole lot easier. Principle number 1. Don't try to understand every single word. This is one of the biggest mistakes that learners make. When you hyper-focus on every single word, you're going to get bogged down and confused. Instead, zoom in on the key words. These are the important words that carry the core meaning of what's being said. For example, if someone says, "So, I was kind of tired yesterday, but I went out with my friends and we saw this amazing movie." Even if you don't catch every single word, you can still get the gist of it. Tired, yesterday, went out, friends, movie. That's enough to understand the main idea. Principle number 2. Listen for context. Context is basically the situation, the topic being discussed, and the words that surround the words you're hearing. If you know the conversation is about food, then when you hear, "I'm gonna grab some," your brain can reasonably guess lunch or dinner, not homework. Context helps your brain fill in the blanks. Principle number 3. Train your ears to recognize common patterns. In fast English, certain patterns pop up again and again. Phrases like gonna, wanna, gotta, or dunno. If you actively practice these, you'll start catching them instantly in real conversations. Over time, you'll find yourself needing subtitles less and less. Strategy 3. Repeat and shadow. This is a super effective exercise. Pick a short clip, maybe 10 or 15 seconds long. Listen to it carefully, then try to repeat exactly what you hear. This is what we call shadowing. Don't stress about being perfect. The goal is to copy the speaker's speed, rhythm, and intonation. For example, if the speaker says, "What you doing?" Don't say, "What are you doing?" Say it like them, "What you doing?" This trains both your ear and your mouth at the same time. Strategy 4. Listen multiple times. Don't just listen once and call it a day. Play the same audio clip several times. The first time through, you might not understand much. The second time, you'll catch more. By the third or fourth time, it'll feel much easier. Repetition is like magic for your ears. Strategy 5. Focus on different accents. English is spoken all over the world, in America, Britain, Canada, Australia, and lots of other places. At first, pick one accent to really focus on. But later on, try listening to different accents as well. This will make you more adaptable and confident in real-life situations. Strategy 6. Practice with songs or short videos. Songs and short video clips are fantastic because they're fun and easy to repeat. Listen to a song. Follow along with the lyrics and try to sing along. Or watch a funny short video and repeat the phrases you hear. When learning is fun, your brain tends to remember things better. Strategy 7. Use active listening techniques. Active listening means that you don't just let English play in the background, you're actually paying attention. For example, write down the words you hear, or pause the audio and repeat what was just said. Passive listening is okay sometimes, but active listening is what really boosts your skills. So, here's a daily exercise idea for you. Spend about 5 minutes listening to something in English. Watch a short video with subtitles, and then watch it again without subtitles. Shadow one short sentence from the video. Repeat the same clip 2 or 3 times. That's it. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day. And after a few weeks, you'll start to see a noticeable difference. Remember, the key isn't doing it once in a while. The key is doing it consistently, every day. Just like exercising your body. Listening is a workout for your ears. The more you train, the stronger you get. In the next section, we're going to talk about some common mistakes that learners make when trying to understand fast English, so you can avoid them and improve even faster. Now, before we move on, let's talk about some common mistakes that learners often make when they're trying to understand fast English. If you can steer clear of these mistakes, you'll see progress much faster. Mistake number 1. Trying to understand every single word. A lot of learners think, if I don't understand 100%, I've failed. But that's just not true. Even native speakers don't catch every single word in every conversation. The goal is to grasp the main idea, not to dissect every tiny detail. Mistake number 2. Only listening to slow English. Some learners stay inside their comfort zone. They only listen to teachers or textbook recordings where the English is slow and clearly pronounced. But real English is fast and connected. If you avoid fast English, you're never going to train your ears to understand it. Mistake number 3. Listening once and giving up. A lot of learners listen to something once, don't understand it, and then just throw in the towel. But remember, understanding comes from repetition. The first time is tough, the second time is easier, and by the third time, it'll start to feel much clearer. Don't give up too quickly. Mistake number 4. Feeling discouraged too easily. Sometimes learners tell themselves, "I'll never understand fast English." This kind of negative thinking just makes the problem seem bigger than it really is. Learning takes time, but if you stay positive and practice every day, you will improve. So remember, don't chase every single word. Don't avoid fast English altogether. Don't quit after just one try. And don't let those negative thoughts get in your way. Avoiding these common mistakes will save you time and give you a lot more confidence. Next up, we're going to talk about some fun and creative practice ideas because learning doesn't always have to feel like a serious chore. It can be enjoyable, too. All right, let's make learning a little more fun. Because if you enjoy the process, you'll practice more often and ultimately improve faster. Here are some fun and creative practice ideas for understanding fast English. Idea number 1. Use your favorite shows or movies. Pick a show you absolutely love. Don't worry if it's fast-paced. That's the whole point. Watch a short scene, maybe 30 seconds long. First, read the subtitles, then turn them off and try to catch the words yourself. You'll be surprised at how quickly you improve when you're working with content you actually enjoy. Idea number 2. Play, guess the word. Listen to a short clip, maybe a song or a YouTube video. Pause it at a random point and try to guess the missing word before you check the subtitles or lyrics. This turns listening into a game. Idea number 3. Copy your favorite actors or singers. Choose one sentence from a movie or one line from a song. Repeat it exactly like the actor or singer does. Same rhythm, same speed, same style. It'll feel like you're acting, and it's a great way to train both your ears and your mouth. Idea number 4. Record yourself. Take a short clip in English and repeat after it while recording your own voice. Then listen back and compare your recording to the original. This will help you hear the differences between your speech and natural English. It's fun. And it'll boost your confidence. Remember, learning doesn't always have to feel like homework. When you mix studying with entertainment, your brain learns faster because it's relaxed and engaged. Next, we're going to talk about encouragement and motivation. Because even with fun practice, there will be times when you feel tired or frustrated. I want to remind you why you should keep going. Now, before we wrap up, I want to give you a little bit of encouragement. I know that listening to fast English can feel really challenging at times. You might feel frustrated or even start to think, maybe I'll never understand this. But let me tell you something important. You can do it. Every learner struggles at first, but with time and consistent daily practice, your ears will get faster and stronger. Think of it like learning a new song. The first time you hear it, you don't know the melody or the words. But after listening a few times, suddenly it starts to feel easy. And you can even sing along. Learning English is the same. At first, it might just sound like a bunch of noise, but eventually, it'll become clear. So please, Don't give up on yourself. Celebrate those small victories. Maybe today you understood one extra word, tomorrow you'll understand a full sentence, and next week you'll be able to follow an entire conversation. You're improving step by step. Always remember that fast English isn't some kind of wall blocking your progress. It's just a skill that you're developing, and with patience, practice, and a positive attitude, you'll get there. In the next section, I'll quickly review today's key takeaways so you can remember the most important lessons from this episode. All right, let's quickly review what we've covered today and highlight the key takeaways. First, fast English feels difficult because words are connected, some sounds disappear, native speakers speak quickly, and accents can vary widely. But now you know that this is completely normal, and it's something you can train your brain to understand. Second, don't try to catch every single word. Focus on the key words and the main idea. Listen for context, and trust your brain to fill in the gaps. Third, train your ears every day. Listen to English consistently. Repeat and shadow short clips. Use subtitles strategically. And don't forget to have fun with the process by using songs, movies, or short videos. Fourth, avoid those common mistakes. Don't give up too soon. Don't hyper-focus on every word. Don't only listen to slow English. And don't let frustration get the best of you. Finally, remember that practice, patience, and a positive attitude are your best friends on this journey. Even small daily efforts will make a huge difference over time. Step by step, day by day, fast English will become easier and clearer. So, take these tips, start practicing, and trust the process. Your listening skills will improve more than you might expect. Next, we'll wrap up the episode with a final word of encouragement and a goodbye. And that's all for today's episode on how to understand fast English. I really hope you found these tips and exercises helpful and that you're feeling more confident about practicing every day. Remember, fast English might feel challenging at first, but with patience, consistent practice, and a positive mindset, you will improve. Celebrate your progress, even the small wins, and keep enjoying your English learning journey. Thank you so much for listening to the English Learning Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends who are also learning English. I'll catch you in the next episode with more tips to help you speak, understand, and enjoy English every day. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and have a fantastic day.